the telescreen is, it's the idea of what a telescreen is comes from Orwell. That's from Orwell's book, 1984, where everybody is walking around and there are TVs talking to them that can talk, and they can talk back to them. It's sort of like a phone TV, and they call them telescreens. And they monitor everybody and entertain everybody and keep everybody from being able to think, because they're always thinking, the telescreen's always pumping out information loudly, like freedom is slavery, and so, all these little mantras and so forth. So nobody can really think because they always have their thoughts imbued with all this propagandistic information. And so what I've tried to do in this book is basically show how that's exactly what our culture is. Now, it's, a lot of people say, no, that doesn't make sense. We don't have televisions that talk back and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, there are variations, but for example, I was just at the post office mailing off some DVDs and so forth to customers, and they, I'm in the post office and there's a TV in there, playing CNN. So, I can't just sit there with my daughter and talk to her, just think our own thoughts and talk about whatever we want to talk about. No, we've got to sit here and try to tune out this horrible, pathetic CNN playing TV. And we, so our thoughts it's literally an invasion. Our thoughts are what we are, our consciousness and our feelings, and the deep spiritual core of our thoughts and feelings is called our soul, right at the base of all that. And these things are being utterly invaded at all times, so that means ourselves are being utterly invaded at all times. And people don't even know this. They think is there a new world order that's invading us, and are we under attack? Give me a break. Nobody can even think straight. We don't even have our humanity, and our souls are totally hijacked by all these crazy ways we act and so forth. With coming home from work and just sitting in front of ESPN for 6 hours with beer. We're half conscious. Just imagine people sitting on their couches drooling and so forth. And then we go back to our jobs that we don't even, they despiritualize us every day, and it's just an amazing phenomenon. It's all run by this telescreen world where there's TVs everywhere, inundating consciousness. It's radio, it's billboards, it's film, cinema, magazines, even books these days are just, everything is just this streamlined information. Even at church, like one of these big money churches, which is not really a church in the biblical sense. It's just a big propaganda mill, and somebody, some rich minister up there misinterpreting the whole Bible and leaving out key verses like Colossians 3:11 or Genesis 1:26 or something, or Genesis 2:7, which has now become my favorite verse in the whole Bible. This function of a church basically is just to agree with everything that's on TV. And what's on TV is basically, a lot of people think, it's all this different information. But no, it's really one streamlined message that war is okay, that history is filled with chaos and madness and hell, for people, and murder. And that's what people really, we get the idea in our heads, that's what we kind of really are. That's the way people are. So if we want to go and slaughter children in Pakistan or Iraq or something, well, that's just kind of normal. And if we pay for it with our tax dollars, well, that's just what's always happened. So I can go back to watching my ESPN right now and not worry about it. So, we get all these ideologies pumped into us, and the churches totally agree with it. So they, for all intents and purposes, function like a telescreen. And what happens is everybody goes around, they hear all these ideas, the same ideas on, there's little variations. Like some people are, pro-gay, and some people are against gay marriage, so there's little variations, so it seems like there's differences. But really that's all just, completely ridiculous. I give all these examples in my book, The Telescreen, about how there aren't variations. I say, when's the last time you heard people in church or on the mass media or something question all these ideas? I've got a big, long list of them, So it's really a way, the telescreen is a way of capturing, invading, capturing, and hijacking everybody's consciousness to make sure it just is consumed with certain streamlined bits of information, all while nobody knows this is happening. And then the churches agree, that the universities agree, and everybody agrees, and so then everybody goes to work and they talk about all the same things that they all agree on. So just like in Orwell's book, everybody is told a lie over and over, and then they go around and tell each other the lie, so nobody knows that the lie is not even the truth. So that is our world right now. This is just an introduction to the idea. It's a very detailed concept that goes far deeper than I think hardly anybody imagines. That's what I discuss in the book, The Telescreen. Your inner consciousness is being invaded right as we speak on this, this very day, when you just walk around all over the place. Talking to, if you just talk to your neighbor, they'll inundate you with certain ideas in the conversation without you even knowing it. But those ideas are influenced dramatically by the telescreen world, the TV megaplex, which is ultimately controlled by the Illuminati all the way up the chain. So there you go.